Amma mission. We have seen in our society different types of missions like Ramakrishna mission, Chinmaya mission, and the others. This type of missionary activity is presently associated with Amma mission. Mission is an institutionalized plan of action for spreading certain objectives like culture. And Amma mission has the following objectives: promotion of philosophy of Amma, promotion of body and mind awareness in the society, promotion of ecological imbalance for protection of nature, promotion of personality development for social, cultural, and spiritual integration. Here at this juncture, everybody will be having an interest to know who is this Amma. Amma is a Telugu word which literally means mother. She is known as Vishwajanani, the mother of all. Her name is Anasuya Devi. She lived from 28th March 1923 to 12th June 1985. She spent a human life of 62 years. She was born as a daughter of a traditional Hindu Brahmin village headman with an abundance of uncommonness. And from her childhood, she had displayed so much divine identities, and also she is always transcendental. And what we have to learn from her? Her approach to the universe and the world and all the living beings is having 5 characters. She is theosophic, cosmosophic, rational, experimental. She had good belief in the God, the godliness. She had identified the God as an integral unit. For her, it is not an idolatrous representation. She is more specific and conceptual in the God or godliness. That is her theosophy. She have understood the cosmos to be an integral unit. She is cosmosophic, and she is rational in his way of living. Her judgment, way of living, and understanding the life are totally different. She is experimental in her day-to-day way of life. She experimented with her thoughts, with her emotions, with her actions, and with all her associates. All mute, inert, and consciousness things are all equal to her. Her approach is totally universal and holistic. And in her, she has followed a methodology. That methodology is a quest with interest. She has a quest to know the truth, the ultimate truth. And for that, only observation is needed. That observation must be qualified with patience. And this observation should be properly assessed. And it is the criticism. It is a radical way. It's not simply criticism for the sake of criticism. And then it must lead to realization with an integral vision. She has to realize all the dimensions of the life. There are 4 dimensions which she has understood. One is the silence, another is the consciousness, another is energy, another is the grand vacuum, Silence is the state of mind beyond the attempt and withdrawal. Attempt is world oriental, withdrawal is spiritual oriental. But anything is attemptive. That attentiveness is totally different from the concept of silence what she has. It leads to a consciousness, awareness of the self, awareness of the universe, oneness in the universe. That is the second dimension. Silence and consciousness integrate in the energy. Energy is the supreme force which is totally responsible for the creation of the world, and she is aiming at the grand vacuum. Her approach is totally radical revolutionary spiritualism. She accepted everything that has been recorded in the canons, in the traditions, but at the same time, she has rejected everything. She is not responsive to anything. She is directly connected to the grand vacuum, and she is exceptionally intellectual and extraordinarily ordinary. We cannot locate her as an extraordinary woman. She is after all a housewife, but at the same time she had built up the empire of the universal love, universal wisdom, universal consciousness. She is exceptionally intellectual. She observed everything, absorbed everything, dissolved with everything, dissolved in everything. She has understood the self. She has understood the selflessness. She is always secular, celestial, terrestrial, and transcendental. And love is her voice. Vacuum is her teacher. Brevity is her wit. Silence is her personality. Tradition is her armor. Commonness is her weapon. She conquered all the living beings with the commonness. She never cared for the dress and address. She has not given any significance to the so-called social etiquette. And she is totally common. Common with everybody. From the child to the old person. From the womb to the tomb. She is common. She accepts the tradition. This tradition is not simply social. It is cosmic tradition, transformed into a material manifestation. She has understood the transitory concept of the manifestation, at the same time the eternity of the manifestation. This traditional concept is her armor. She is silent. She never aimed at attempting a particular thing, or she never withdrew from a particular thing. There is neither attempt nor withdrawal. It is the concept of silence what she has. And she is very specific, brief, limited in her expression, exposition. It's her wit. And her voice is love. She is lovable, lovely. She is loving and totally integrating. And she has found the entire universe to be one. The cherished gods, goddesses, gurus, saints, they are all children to her. She is the only woman claimed to have born to be the mother of all. And that is why she is called as Vishwajanani. And for her, the vacuum or the grand vacuum is the teacher. The physicists say that vacuum is the source for the universe. It is the force for the universe. She had learnt everything from that. She has no karma. She has no rebirth. She has no upadesha. But her life is a message. Her life is a command. Her life is a dictation. All these things are totally extraordinary. It's very interesting that she is not far away from our threshold. She is just away, few meters from our threshold of the 20th century. She has cherished the 20th century. And let us try to make her not simply a history, but a living purpose, living thing. And that is why the Amma mission.